Hello and welcome back to the channel. So this is a video on the Fiesta XR2. Now all those XR owners, I'm sure normal Fiesta owners, struggle with the dash lights on these. They have like a dome inside and they're very dim. Even if you put new bulbs in, just absolutely pathetic. So I've purchased some green capless bulbs for the bulb holders. So tonight I'm going to fit them and see how we get on, because as you can see in a minute when I flick the camera around, it's like a candle in a stocking on the dash. You can hardly see what speed you're doing, what revs or what the temperature is when it's dark. So I'm hoping these green 5-watt bulbs will improve. But what I have read up on is you have to take the caps off, otherwise they melt, because the bulbs are too hot. So the idea is to take the caps off and put green LED bulbs in, or not LED, capless bulbs, and hopefully that will improve my display on the vehicle. See here, it's not dark really, but this is the dash, and if you look where the speedo up to the rev counter is, when I do flick the side lights on, you do get a very slight light mark just to the left there. But you get virtually nothing from the head here on the speedo, and there's nothing on the top. So you can see when I flick them on and off, there's not a great deal of brightness, and everybody experiences this with these vehicles dashboards. So what we're going to do is strip all the dash out, which means taking the radio out, the heater control knobs off, and the switches on the other side here for the heater, rear window and the wipers, and the rear fog light, and of course the steering cowl has to come off as well, because we've got to take all this plastic cover off and these vents and this lot, and there's screws everywhere. So what I'm going to try and do is do a video on removing everything. Now I'm quite lucky with the radio. Normally you'd need a couple of the two holes either side. You have like what's not really like a welding wire in a U shape. You'd slide in each side of the radio, which pushes the two prongs in that holds the radio in, and then that allows you to draw the radio out. However, my surround inside slightly broken, so I'm quite lucky I can just pull my radio out quite easily. Not good for the theft, but not the same as they were in the 80s when they get stolen. So what I'll do, I'll get set up and get some screwdrivers. We need a Phillips screwdriver really, I think that's about it. And we'll get the surround off, radio out, and we'll get the clocks out, and then we'll do some video footage of taking the bulbs out, taking the caps off and swapping everything over. Okay, so the first thing we'll do, we'll take this top steering cowl cover off. Now it's just got one screw in the top, just behind the hazard light flashing button. I can drop that to one side, and we also need to pull off the heater control knobs. These are just on a clip, so they just pull off quite easily. There you go. And there's a screw just under here on the heater control, and there's a Phillips screw just under the other control knob, which is for the windscreen or the floor. These are little Phillips panhead screws. We'll take them two out. Get rid of one. They're not so bad for taking out. When you come to put them back in, it's a nightmare because you can't see them, and it doesn't help because I can't see them. I've not got my glasses on, so I've got a double whammy here. But that drops off, and that just allows that plastic to come down. And I think there's a couple more screws at the bottom as well. I think that's all we need to do to take that off. We've got another screw here under the left hand side of the dash, just behind the indicator headlamp flasher stalk. So we'll unscrew that one. That's number 3, and we've got one on the opposite side. That's number 4 screw. Phillips screw on the dash. So like I said, my radio isn't fixed in, so I can just put my fingers in the cassette and just slide it out. Not ideal for theft, but hey ho. And I just pull the aerial lead out and remove the two plugs from the rear. One the speaker plug and the other one the power plug. And there you go, radio out. So we'll just tuck them wires back in. Now I think off memory, I think there's another screw behind the switches on the right hand side of the dash, but I can't remember. And I think these are a bit awkward to get out. I don't know how they, can't remember how these come out, whether you have to, I think there is another screw somewhere holding them in. I just need to try and work out. Oh, that's it, you waggle it. Give them a waggle and pull the plugs off. And I think there's a screw behind there somewhere. Yeah, it's up there at the top. But you can see it's just up above the top switch. So we have to pull all the covers off the switches. I better put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm not sure how these come out. Oh, there's a little clip on the top. So the yellow one, I think these are colour coded. Anyway, yellow, purple, which is the rear wiper. The top one is a heated rear window, and the red, which is for the rear fog light. That's that off. And I've done with my screwdriver. Put that down, and I don't know what I've done with it. Like an idiot. That was in the thing. And I get the screw. Push them plugs back in. Yellow, purple, and red. There's a blank at the bottom, and we'll unscrew the final screw. Now that should be all the screws released in the panel. Nope, we've got another one here to the left of the radio. Final one, number 5 or 6. Now the vents just push on, so they just pull off quite easy. So I'll move my car thing out the way, phone holder, and just give it a bit of a yank on the bottom. Oh no, there's another screw I've just missed down the bottom here behind the heater controller. So I just need to unscrew that one before we break all the dash, and then jobs are good. I just can't get in because I'm being lazy, not taking the bottom piece out. Now that's gone loose, so I can screw that screw out, because I know these dashes don't have creak and rattle on these cars, which is painful. Right, so that's it. Now we've got all the screws released, and there's the dash. Now it just clips in at the top. You just have to be careful we don't break the prongs off. Just push it down and pull it out, and there we go. The radio surrounds come out, which is this bit, which is mine, is all broken. So I need to I'll glue that back together, I think, while it's out again. That oil gun. And now we're at a stage we've got to take the speedo head out and the clock. So there's a couple of screws, one in the bottom right hand corner as you look at the car, and there's one at the top, and the same on the left, 2 screws. And then we've just got to disconnect the speedo cable, disconnect the plug for the clocks, and the clocks are out, and we'll move to the bench. It's a bit more easier to work on. And oh, washers, must have pressed the washers. Ignition must be slightly on. And then we'll change the bulbs over, and we'll see where we're at. Oh god, blooming screws being a pain. A bit more. Right, there we go. And one more screw. Jobs are good then. Right, there's all the screws out. We'll just pull the clocks forward slightly. Now, I have to struggle to get with the speedo drive, so I'll just cut short, and I'll have to climb under the dash, get the speedo cable off, and then we'll report back when we're on the bench. Okay, so we're all set up on the bench. Now I'm not sure whether I just have to remove the back or we have to take the front off. So I think what we'll do, there's 5 screws on the back, 6, 7 screws. We'll whiz the back off. Now these are the bulbs that are in, and these are my replacement green LED ones. Keep calling them LEDs. capless bulbs. Now these were off eBay. These are 5 watt, which are a little bit higher wattage. I've got 10 in total in green, so hopefully they'll improve the brightness and we can swap them over. And just inside there you can see the little plastic covers. So the idea is if we take the screen apart, we can remove them covers and then just have the bulbs showing in. And with a bit of luck, I might be able to see how fast I'm going or how slow when it's dark. And we'll try that out tonight. Well, it's a lovely night here in Wigan. It's nice and sunny, so it'll be about 10 o'clock when we need to go out in the dark to see if there's a vast improvement or no improvement. I'm sure there'll be, fingers crossed, a vast improvement. Okay, so we've got the clocks out. Got to be careful I don't damage them, but we can see inside the little blue coloured domes, which we need to remove. Now I think we'll just get a screwdriver. They look like they're clipped in, so we'll be able to take them out very carefully by just flicking the plastic clip back and removing them. See, oh, there you go. That's one, and that's the culprit. The light doesn't shine through good enough, so fingers crossed with these lighter bulbs in, they'll improve the brightness of the dash. I'm going to keep them to one side because I might put them back in, or somebody might want some perfect ones, and these seem to be, and you can have them. But I bought 10 bulbs and I need 4 by the looks of it, so there we go. Never mind, So what we'll do is that one there is a dashboard one, that one there is a dashboard one, and this one down the bottom is a dashboard one, and the other one I think is the ignition one, the big one. I think we're all good to go. A little bit of rust on that temperature, and I think it must be got damp in it in the past, but it doesn't look like the numbers are all lined up, so the dash has not been tampered with. So it's just showing 50,080 miles on it, so done about 1,300 since I've had it. So what we'll do, we'll swap the bulbs out and put them to one side. They're old ones. Oh, I'll pull them out and put the new ones in. And that's one done. Okay, I've stuck that one. Two done. 3 done. What we'll do, we'll go and put them up the dash back in, and we'll see how bright they are before we put it all back together. They just go in, they're quite simply go in and turn. Easy enough to do. In, turn, line them up, in, turn, and the last one, in, turn. Okie dokie. So I've just put them in, and oh my god, the difference is like night and day. Obviously there's no covers on, there's no screen, but they're going to light up fantastic. So we'll put the dash back together, and then we'll have another test before we bolt everything back together. But looking at that, it's going to be a vast improvement and still have the green tinge, which is what we want really. Okay, so what I've done, rather than bore you to death with putting the dashboard back together, I've put all the surround back on, I've put the switches back in, just got to put the screws in and the radio, and then jobs are good, and put the cover on under the floor pan dash at the bottom. But it's not took that long, probably about 20 minutes or so. One screwdriver, and that's about it really. So anyone can really do it if you're a non-car person or a car person. It's quite an easy task, and I'm hoping, looking at it with the dash in, which will switch the lights of the garage off and have a look, it's a massive improvement. and they'll actually be able to see how fast we're going at night, which will be a great help to keep the PC plods off our cases. So I've just got to put the screws back in the dash and nip them up to stop them rattling, and fingers crossed we're done and dusted then. So what I'll do, just put that one back in there. I've got the 3 here, actually one just here, so the dash is not, there you go, clipped in properly now. This awkward one here, which I should really take this bottom panel off, but I'm too lazy to. So I think, why should we when we can get away with it? Let's nip that screw up, and then we'll be out for a spin, and wait till it gets dark. And I also just got to check you put them other ones back in for the. Now these are the awkward ones when you can't see because they're at a funny angle going up. So I've just got to guess. Oh, that was so. Oh no, see, fell out. To get under there somewhere. Okay, so now we're all fully done. Stupid man I am. Schoolboy error. Didn't put the radio surround in first before I put the dash on. So I had to take everything back off again, which has become an absolute pain in the bum. But click that in there. But hey ho, we live and learn. But we're all done now, and what we're going to do is just flick the lights on and let's see the difference. Bearing in mind this, the lights are on in my garage where I am, but it's just be able to see a dramatic difference. I've not looked at this myself yet, so let's see. Oh my god, you can see the light down here, which we didn't have before. Massive light across the top, so hopefully the you can see light just at the side of the temperature gauge and the fuel gauge. So with a bit of luck, that's going to be a vast improvement. But you can see certainly on the speedo head, 100% miles better, and that's in the daylight. So fingers crossed we're all sorted. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Quite easy little job if you don't make any silly schoolboy errors. But 20 minutes, half an hour maximum, you can improve your dashboard lighting. See you for now. Okay, so we've now in the garage where it's dark, and that is such a vast improvement. And I've still got my tinge of green, which is even better. Not as green as it was, but then it wasn't very green because you couldn't see. But great improvement, and I think I'd recommend that to anybody. The LED lights, 5 watts, and take them caps off. And you can actually see where you're going in the dark or how fast you're going instead of just guessing. Anyway, there you go. See you again. Bye bye.